Hello, welcome back to Blake's Den and another video on Project Designer, which is my 1989 Austin Mini Special Edition. And I'm really spoiling you with the videos on this. You've had none for ages, and I'm making some progress on this finally. So, let's make a start. The plan for this video is to get this underside of the rear and the wheel arches painted and ready for the subframe to go back on. Before I do that, there's always some little jobs I need to do. One of them being, in the last video, I bonded these on, which are the closure panels, and yeah, they haven't stuck down that edge for some reason. They've stuck everywhere else, but just not down that edge. So I'm going to get in there with a disc, clean that up, and just plug weld it together, and then I know it's not going to go anywhere. So first job, do that. So what I've done here, I actually opened up the gap just using a palette knife and just got in there and scraped off the excess material, and then I drilled a series of holes with a spot drill bit. So not only did it obviously drill a hole through the panel, but also cleaned the surface of the panel underneath, so I've got good contact. So got a clamp on there. We'll whiz in some plug welds, do the same on the other side, and we can crack on with the main event. And fast forward about 10 minutes, that's both sides plug welded and grounded back. There you go. Probably should have done that to start off with, but hey ho, such is life. Right, I'm going to slap some paint on that and then we'll call that done. Painted up both sides and that's dried off now. Next thing I want to do was the thing I've actually set out to do to start off with, which is to seal up all the edges which are under here. So I want to seal up around these plates here, along the back where the valance meets the body, around the battery box, yeah, just anywhere else where a panel joins. So to do that, I'm going to use this U-Pol grey stripe brushable seam sealer. I've actually had this quite a while, but it's a sealed tin, so it should all be okay. And yeah, you just brush this on and it creates a nice seam. Does what it says on the tin really. So I've got an old paintbrush, so I'm going to pop the lid off this and make a start. So this is what the stuff looks like. I've never used it before, but it comes highly recommended. So one thing I want to do is just seal around all the seams here. So this one is the battery box. So what I'm going to do, I've got some on the brush and I'm just going to brush down that edge, and hopefully we'll get a nice bit of sealant all the way around there. This whole thing's going to be painted anyway, so neatness is not an issue here. Just getting it sealed is the main thing. So I'm going to slowly work my way around the battery box doing this. I think I've probably put it on way too thin there. I think yeah, a bit thicker, like I've got over the right hand side here, is a bit better. Anyway, I'm going to continue doing that and I'll bring you back when I get to an exciting bit. It's quite smelly stuff this, but it's quite nice at the same time if you get a good sort of dollop on your brush and sort of put it on, and yeah, it gives quite a nice effect. Sort of, I think the trick is to put the dollop on, but then don't spread it out too thin, and just sort of keep pushing it into the areas where you want it. So I'm going to continue doing around this panel here, underneath this lip here the best I can, and then yeah, we'll let that go off and then it'll be time for some paint. So that is pretty much everywhere done. Everywhere which has had some welding, and probably a few places that haven't, like the battery box. Along here was really hard to do because it's really hard to reach along there, but I just about managed it. There's still a bit of a gap in places, but I might just have to live with that. And around here as well. So yeah, it's quite good stuff that. I think the more the brush gunked up, the better it got. You almost need like a short stippled brush to do it. But a bit of brake cleaner cleans it all off. And I used a palette knife in some places as well, just to smooth it. And yeah, it seemed to work quite well for me. Anyway, I'm going to let all that go off, and then the next bit should be a bit more exciting. It's now several weeks later, for various reasons. All of the seam sealers gone off, which is as you would expect, and I'm ready to start painting. So this is what I'm going to use, U-Pol Gravitex. Don't be confused by the black bottle, this is white. It comes with its own sort of spray nozzle. Put that on the air compressor, spray it on. There's a bit of surface prep I need to do first. I need to clean up the surface, so I'm just going to put a bit of brake cleaner on this cloth, rub around the surface, take off any grease, any dust or anything which is settled on there. Got the gun set up on the airline. Set the airline to about 3 bar. You've got some adjustability on this little knob here anyway. Obviously I'll stick it in there. That's actually not the bottle I'm going to use. I've had one in the house warming up the last few days, so I'm going to use that. And I believe the trick is, normally when you spray something you sort of do that sort of thing. I think the trick with this is to go. So we'll see how it goes. I'm all set up, ready to go. We're all cleaned up. I've got a bit of card there to stop a bit of overspray. I've never done this before. I'm going to need my mask on and some good ventilation. And I'll set you up. And yeah, hopefully you'll be able to watch me do it. Watch me get it wrong, probably. Right, here it goes. Good start. It's coming out. There we are. That's not too bad. Big splodge there, but I can live with that. Right, I'm just going to crack on then. The first coat is done. If my voice sounds a bit muffled, it's because I've still got my mask on, because this stuff absolutely stinks. It's not bad for a first pass. Lessons learned. 1, it goes everywhere. It's all over my seat, my spare MPI doors, and all over my cupboard as well. And the other lesson is it stinks. It really stinks. I wouldn't even consider doing this without wearing a mask. Even with my mask on, I can really smell it, and normally this mask cuts out all smells. So I'm going to get some fresh air, we'll come back and we'll do the second coat. Given that about 15 minutes, and it's tacky, but it's probably ready for a second coat now. It's quite cold today in here, but yeah, I'm going to crack on and do that. I'm not going to film it because, as I say, I got the stuff absolutely everywhere, so I'll bring you back when I'm finished. Well, I got about 1.5 coats out of the bottle. There's still a tiny bit left, but it won't spray out. But I've got fairly good coverage. I'm fairly happy with that. Yeah, all the way along there as well. Yeah, and the other wheel arch as well. So, yeah, I was hoping I would have enough to actually do a bit on the front as well. But I've got another bottle for that. So yeah, I'm quite happy. I think I'll just throw some white paint over that as well once it's gone off fully, just to give a bit of a seal, and I think I'm happy with that. Good. Well, I'm going to leave that video there for now. I need to get out the smelly garage, and also I need to get some different clothes on. As you can see, I made a right mess. Absolutely everywhere. It's all over the floor, all over my cupboard, all over my worktop. So yeah. So if you were going to do this yourself, I'd recommend doing a bit more masking than I did. I didn't do any masking. That's probably where I went wrong. So thank you for watching. I hope you liked the video. If you did, press the like button. Don't forget to comment on the video. I like that interaction. And also please don't forget to subscribe. It costs you nothing. So I'll see you in the next video. Bye for now.